Sonic Adventure 2 is a classic, and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle represents the childhood of thousands of Sonic the Hedgehog fans. Some aspects may not have aged well, but you'd be hard-pressed to find a Sonic game that means so much to so many people. It truly was such a monumental game when it came out, and a real trendsetter for the series going forward. Not to mention, it was also the series' 10th anniversary celebration gift for the fans. Because of the sentimental value of this game, and the memories people hold with it, it's definitely unique, and because of that, anything related to it merchandise-wise is cherished. Here is a very small but modest Sonic Adventure 2 collection showing some of the merchandise that came out for the game. In my collection, I have my original GameCube copy signed by Johnny Gioeli of Crush 40, the Dreamcast version official strategy guide, a new in-box GamePro and Joyride action figure, and of course the Japanese UFO Soap Shoe Sonic plush. Now a lot of the products you see here are genuinely expensive and quite rare. The GamePro Joyride figure is an expensive little thing, going anywhere from $80 to $300 depending on its condition, and the Soap Shoes plush, well, what do I even have to say about that? While there is a decent amount of Sonic Adventure 2 merchandise, a lot of it is a little out of the price range for many collectors. And while all these collectibles are awesome in their own right, you know what I love about Sonic Adventure 2? Its style. The artwork has this very expressive and exaggerated style that just screams early 2000s, and it's an aesthetic I think really fits Sonic. These character redesigns happen for Sonic Adventure, but when you look at the game models on the Dreamcast, they don't really resemble the artwork. If anything, the low poly aspects make the characters look more classic styled than anything. It wasn't until Sonic Adventure 2 where I thought the character models seen in the game begin to closely resemble the artwork. The plush and Joyride figure don't really look much like the in-game models and instead are based on stock art. And man, did they nail that perfectly. But the models are just so full of this energy that I really love, so here they are. 3D printed Sonic and Shadow figures from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Now of course, these are models designed to look like their low poly selves in Sonic Adventure 2, and a lot of time was put into modeling these things just so that they would look right. We've got two little figures to look at, so let's start with Sonic. Alright, so here's the blue dude himself, Sonic. For a size comparison, here he is next to a Jakks-specific smaller Sonic figure. Now, when I printed these, they were originally just painted in a white plastic. I had to paint them up with the help of local icon Jay. You'll see the exaggerated proportions I was talking about earlier, such as how long and pointy Sonic's spikes are, his kind of puffed out chest, and his low poly hands and fingers. On the cuffs of the figure are some of his power-ups that you can get in the game, such as the bounce bracelet. It wouldn't be Sonic Adventure 2 Sonic without his famous soap shoes, so here they are, painted up in their famous white and red glory. We even painted underneath the figure just for accuracy's sake. When I was finished doing the base painting, Jay came in and did some paint touch-ups as well. He added some highlights and shading to the figure. Around the eyebrows you'll see that area is actually painted darker to give the illusion of depth. His eyes are also incredibly small, so painting that was a little difficult, but I did paint the pupils and his eye shine as well. I don't know. Looking at Sonic from the side in-game, I'd say this is a pretty close match. It's cool to have a second tangible kind of figure of Sonic to go along with the officially released figure. And now we move on to Shadow. For some reason, his arms kind of stick out a little bit, and I think that has to do with the flexibility of the 3D printed material and how lightweight these guys are. They are not very heavy. Shadow is the same scale as Sonic. Shadow obviously has a bit more detail than Sonic, and thus was probably the harder of the two to paint. So to start, his muzzle was done first, in a darker shade than Sonic's, just like in the game. His eyes are also incredibly small, so we painted those first as well. Next we move on to his actual color. I didn't want to do just a black, I wanted a hint of gray in there. In Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow's model isn't just a flat shade of black, there's a bit of dimension to it, and this was highlighted really well by Jay, who came in and did highlights again. The red stripes on his spikes are painted and accounted for, and his white chest fur is painted as well. Moving on to his cuffs, these were a nightmare. You must remember the tiny scale of these things, so we had to use a fine-tip paintbrush just to reach these areas. His shoes were also quite complex to paint, but I think we got all the colors that should be there. While we did add the top visible air hole for his shoes, we didn't paint any of the ones on the bottom. This video had to come out eventually, so I intend to go back and fix that detail later. But all in all, that's Shadow. And there you have it, everyone, the Sonic Adventure 2 3D printed figures. These were a lot of fun to model and print, and when the printing was done, a lot of fun to paint, if not a little complicated. I'd like to make these at a larger scale, but for now I'm very happy with them. They're certainly one of a kind, and I feel perfectly represent the style the artists set out to achieve in the game itself, through artwork or models. The way I see it, they are just 2 more lovely additions to a collection that I only hope will grow bigger. I definitely have some ideas for other 3D prints. Tails and his walker would definitely be very interesting if you all are interested in that. Anyways, this has been TheShnizNite, aka the Sega Collector, and I hope to see you all again next time. Thanks for checking out the video. If you liked it, you gotta check out some of the other reviews and showcases on my channel, whether they be 3D prints or rare showcases. Catch you next time.